Are your Google Docs organized? Do you have too many docs for each project? If you put all of your project info into one doc, would it feel overwhelming? Myth. I need a different Google Doc for every part of my project. Fact. I can keep my whole project organized in one Google Doc. Google Docs has many organizational tools built in, including tables, lists, links, SmartChips, and headings. Headings can keep your whole Google Doc organized and sections easily accessible. Stay to the end to find out the most important part. Hello, I'm Amy Novick, a professional organizer, Google certified trainer, and productivity specialist. I empower business owners with Google solutions. The productivity tools shown here are just one of the many things you will learn inside of my online classes. For more information and to register for these classes, click the links in the description below. In the comments, tell me your biggest frustration with Google Docs because I'd love to help you. Are you working on phases of a project? Does your organization have meeting agendas? Are you writing a book? Or are you currently documenting your internal processes? Using headings within one Google Doc can ensure that all of your work stays together and you only have one file to keep track of. I'll show you how. When you're trying to have an outline for a book and you want different chapter sections, whether you are making a lesson plan and you want the content, the materials, and the outline for the activities, or if you're trying to keep a running agenda, you want every time you meet to have a different heading title. Those are all really good ways and reasons to use headings. Under format, you can see paragraph styles, and they have normal text, title, subtitle, and headings 1 through 6. Another place to find them is right here on the ribbon where it says styles, normal, title, subtitle, heading 1, 2, and 3. If you need 4, 5, and 6, you need to go to format, paragraph styles. So I have some text here. This is a sample blog post, but the first thing we're going to do is make this our title. I already have the text and I'm going to choose the title. Now notice it makes it larger and it makes it in my company colors. So this is going to be my subtitle. So I just go to this little style section and choose subtitle. And now when I start choosing heading, all my headings are going to be at the same level. Heading 1. This is going to be another heading 1. This is the level of headings, and I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. Heading 1. So these are all at the same level. Now right now you can't see it, but there is an outline being created on the left side. And if I scroll to the left a little bit, you'll see this little icon up here, Show Document Outline. And now I can see that all the things that I have made into headings or titles are now here and are clickable. If I click on Google Calendar, it will go right to that section, to that heading that I have created. If I go back to ADHD, it will jump up to that heading. This is a clickable outline. This is, of course, the title. And if I don't want that in my outline, I can remove that. And now I just have the 4 sections. I'm going to make this a little wider so you can see what's going on. But when it is so wide, you can actually see this document outline icon and click it open. If your screen is too narrow, again, you'll have to scroll to the left to find that little icon. So we have a title, we have a subtitle, and we have a bunch of level 1. Under here, because this is my heading 1, and if I click on it, notice that this changes to heading 1, and this is my subtitle. So it tells me which style of text I have right here. What if this Day of Snafus is actually a heading 2? And same with the misplaced items. This is going to be a subheading, and packing lists, I'll make that as well a subheading. And now if I go look at my outline, notice that there are these 3 subheadings or heading level 2 underneath, indented into my outline. So it really is an outline. Anything that you label heading 2 will be indented on your outline, and another clickable link when you are ready to go to that section of your document. Once you have used headings, at least heading 1 and maybe 2 and 3, is that you can actually create this outline as a table of contents at the beginning of your document. So I'm going to put it under my subtitle. I'm going to insert down here at the very bottom is a table of contents. And you can either do it with or without page numbers, and this is with hyperlinks. So let's try the hyperlinks. Since they're all on one page, it's not really going to matter. If I click, notice that I now have clickable links to get to each one of these things. And if I click on Google Calendar and I click it, it takes me, it acts just like the outline on the left, and it takes me straight to that section of my document. So I've definitely used this table of contents, and I usually put the words above it, table of contents, because otherwise people don't really know what is going on and why it's here. Notice it uses heading level 1 and 2, and if I had a 3, it would also be indented. All of these links are clickable. And let's just say that I go and I add a Y, oils and organizing. And if I make both of those heading 2s, they show up automatically over here in my outline because I've made them headings. But in order to make my table of contents, I actually need to click this refresh button. So update the table of contents, and now my heading 2s that I added down here will show up in my table of contents. So again, if I hover over my table of contents, I find this little circle that is to update my table of contents with anything I may have added down below. So, why should you use headings in Google Docs? I have 3 very good reasons. 1, they are visual indicators of your sections. 2, they become clickable links in the outline on the left side of the screen. 3, they can become your clickable table of contents. If this information was helpful and you want more like it, register for my online classes using the links in the description below and learn even more tools like this.